Lovely beach walk along here. I think it's part of the John Muir Way. I think that's called Black Dogs Beach. And tucked in the trees there's some World War I artillery batteries and defences. That cottage is in loads of TV shows, by the way. This is an oil and gas terminal. Might just be oil, might just be gas, cannot remember. But basically ships dock there and the stuff is pumped inland to storage tanks. So we're coming up on Queen's Ferry. To the left is South Queen's Ferry. To the right will be North Queen's Ferry. Funnily enough, the one on the left is to the south, the one on the right is to the north. The first bridge we're going to come up to is the red one. That is the Forth Rail Bridge. It's cast iron. As soon as they finish painting it, they've got to restart again. Some ludicrous tonnage of paint on it. And I think they call that as a cantilever bridge. I'm not an engineer, so don't quote me. Really well represented in game. That's the village, or town I suppose, of South Queen's Ferry. My bad, South Queen's Ferry. Then we've got the Forth Road Bridge in the middle, which is the original road bridge. It's still used by, I think, buses and some vehicles, but it's predominantly buses, pedestrians and cyclists. That's Port Edgar down there. Used to be a massive Royal Navy base. And this is the Queen's Ferry crossing. No pedestrians on this one, it's the newest bridge. Certainly is quite impressive. And especially at night when you drive across that, you just think you're on the motorway. It's really not obvious that you're on a bridge. What I might do is just quickly fly across to Edinburgh Airport to give you an idea of where you'll be flying into if you visit as a tourist. So we're just turning around now and heading back towards the city of Edinburgh. And this is all just for fun. Don't take my flying seriously. I certainly don't. Wowzers. I'm really good at flying the Chinook, and the Bell Huey is an absolute doddle to fly. This thing is a nightmare for me. I'm just a bit hashy with it. So flying across South Queen's Ferry here. Going to bank left slightly and we'll head towards the airport. See the Pentland Hills in the far distance there? I think my third flight might be a quick tour of the Pentlands. It's a little bit out of the way, but there's some fantastic walks there and it's all readily accessible. So do you remember I said the oil and gas got pumped ashore? It goes into these big tanks here. Don't know if it's oil, don't know if it's gas. Don't know if it's both, but whatever it is, it gets pumped into these big storage tanks, and that big mound, I believe, is partly to hide it, but also, if one of these blows up, the explosion goes up the way, not out the way. They're big expandable tanks. So we don't have clearance to fly across the airport, but as we are the Polis, I can do what I want. So Edinburgh Airport, just in front of us here. It lies to the west of the city, albeit it's just a quick tram, taxi or bus journey into the city centre. A lot of people don't know this, but during the First World War, Edinburgh was bombed by a German Zeppelin. It flew over the city and dropped some bombs, and there was recognition. It was either just before, just after, around about that time, during the First World War, that there had to be some sort of air defence for Edinburgh. And Edinburgh Airport was originally an airbase. I think it was pre-RAF, so it would have been Army Air Corps or whatever it used to be called, but it was ultimately a military base before it became a commercial airport. And if I was to continue to the east, I would eventually come back into the city. That's the big, it's either RBS or Bank of Scotland buildings at Gogurburn, quite a big employer. And then that main road just below us, that's the Edinburgh City bypass. That skirts east to west, west to east around the south side of the city. So the city's a bit funny. It's hemmed in to the north by the Firth of Forth, to the south by the Pentland Hills. So there really is only that one horseshoe shaped main road to get around the city if you don't want to drive through the middle. Okay, I'll leave it there and I'll skip to the Pentland Hills.